Hello everyone, welcome to another week of MMO Concept Art. This is your instructor, Steve Curtis. Guys, how's it going tonight?
It's going good.
Woo! We have a new guy. His name is John Tucker. Everybody say hi, John Tucker.
Hi, John Tucker.
Hi, John Tucker.
You guys are so obedient. Alright, go make a game.
No.
Okay.
I knew it would fall down. Alright, so we had to miss last week due to me having a water pump and serpentine belt go out on the interstate. So I apologize for that. Trust
How
me,
embarrassing for you.
trust me, I rather would have been here. But there, what you gonna do? So, Richard, I know that you're working on stuff, but you don't have anything tonight, but hopefully we can see some animation next week. That's very exciting stuff.
That is the plan.
You and your plans. And Wolf, you have a drawing for me, but you're still drawing it? So,
Yeah, I'm
so I should be
drawing one of
stalling?
them. Yeah, if you can.
Alright. Well, on my screen you can see a diffuse map. This is a very simple diffuse map. And I used it right before class started to go ahead and make our pipes. Because I never had my pipes, so I made some pipes
Interesting.
quick.
What's with the yellow spot in the pipes?
I don't know.
It's kind of cool looking.
It's just stuff.
Just gribble.
Greeble. Oh,
Greeble.
That is not what I wanted. Oh, there we go. Big screen. Yay. Yeah, that was just me coming up with the texture normal map really, really fast right before class. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'd have to make some dirt
Future.
decals, but does that make it look a little more like a building and a little less like computer servers?
Yeah. A little bit. It looks futury.
Need to have
Well-
people walking along those tubeways there, and
And then we'll be set and ready to go. And I don't remember if I had this last time. I don't think so, but these are just took some very basic planes and just did some quick modeling, threw a texture on, and that's a quick look at very fast cliffs done with simple planes
Looks nice.
and a cylinder. Which all demonstrates how fast you can throw an environment together, so next week I expect a full environment from you guys.
Okay.
with or without animated characters.
With, of course.
Okay.
Alrighty, well on that note, Sergio, I think we're going to let you kick it off tonight. I hope you got a ton of stuff and you can talk a really long time.
Oh.
Oh no.
That didn't sound good.
If that's just his first syllable, then yeah, you can talk for a long time.
Alrighty, let's see here. Alright, coming to you, buddy.
Cool. You've seen this,
Okay.
right? Did you add to it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Sorry.
Yeah, this is the low poly.
Oh.
I already projected the other one. Whoops.
Nice.
Sweet.
It is a bit. I mean, it ended up having a bit more polygons because of I added the claws and refined a bit the hands and the feet. I'm I'm not fully convinced they will work entirely in the formation, but I don't know.
I guess we'll find out. Dude,
Um,
1800 polys is really low. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we got some wiggle room.
yeah, I also corrected a bit the loops in the face. Not It's not that great, but it works.
Oh, that's fine. And you've already baked the high poly onto it? Or do you just have the low poly?
Uh, yeah, I projected the high poly.
Nice.
Um, there are a few places where it's kind of wacky, but like here in the leg, that's due to the normal map. I don't know why it does that.
Psst, don't point out the flaws.
Well,
Fine advice, actually.
um, quick question. In the end, because I've seen ton of work with different colors, what's the color of their skin?
They have different colored skins.
I just knew you were going to ask a question I didn't have an answer to.
I have an answer to it. They have different colored skins.
Okay.
Just like we do, but they're actually more diverse in their colored of skins.
I think what we can probably do is when we create the texture maps, if we just have the skin on a separate layer, we could use the engine to provide the colors.
Look at that. And I was about to
Hey,
say,
Dave.
great, you'll have it textured next week. You have it textured this week. You're awesome.
Okay, Sergio, you need to show me
Um,
how to do the UV unwraps like that.
Patience. That's all it takes. Patience at me screaming at the laptop because it froze like 3 times. Um, yeah, I actually baked the normals and an occlusion map, so I didn't really paint that much into it. But kind of works.
Kind of? That's awesome, dude.
I don't know what distance we are gonna get to the.
Well, it'll be third person, so it'll never be that close.
Well,
Okay.
But
Well,
if we ever
maybe
do
in a
get that
menu
close,
screen or stuff, but in actual
Well-
gameplay, probably about like what you're looking at now. And that is
Okay.
that is more than good enough work for
oh yeah,
that distance level.
and that number of polys, dude, that's epic.
Yeah, that's I'm firing myself and you're hired.
Okay, no.
I don't want
Um,
to play
This to
anymore.
him is not perfection, then it's no. Sergio cannot call the shots. We will never finish.
I
Dude, that's
didn't finish
wicked.
the rig. Yeah, I have to edit all the weights and all, but kind of works.
Did you use the CAT system or are you hand rigging it?
No, I did it by hand.
Sweet.
But I do have to edit the skin. It's not really that great. I didn't. I only did it on the body, as you can see, but not on the armor. But and this I added this really quick. I mean, it has to change because this is crap.
It looks like he has Hanes on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not really that great. It was just to, um, so I wouldn't have to add another piece of cloth underneath.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think it will look a lot better if I just add the cloth.
Yeah, it looks too much like human underwear.
Yeah. Other than that, let me see. Well, this is decimated. I did work a little bit on the female. Um, Still, I mean, still needs a lot of work, but it's getting there.
Now is that low poly
Nice.
too?
Huh?
Is that low poly too?
What?
The female, is that low
No,
poly?
this is the high poly.
Okay.
I'm
It's just like,
still, yeah, I'm still finishing. I'm still finishing the sculpt, but
It's coming along nice. I love how lanky she is.
It's awesome.
yeah, I still need to edit the legs and well, and the side on the armor because well, I think I will do just a bunch of sketches like I did with this one, and well, go from there. But yeah, this,
Are you pretty good with cloth, Sergio?
what?
Are you pretty good with cloth?
Kinda. I mean, I haven't modeled that much. I mean, all I did for fun for me. So
I know, right?
never really. What?
You haven't modeled that much. You're a better modeler than I am.
Uh,
Yeah.
I
that's not
did
even
told you
counting
this is the
ZBrush.
first. This is the first low poly model I finish.
Dude, when I see stuff like this, it's raising the bar for me. It's awesome.
When I see stuff like this, I have to buy a new Wacom tablet because I throw mine through a window.
um, well, on than this, I did something. I guided myself with one of Wolf's designs. I didn't find the one with the armor, so I went for this one. I don't know
Nice.
if you recall it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool. This is the first one.
Yeah, let's see it here because I was actually.
They're all on the 3D Best site. They're both on that Wolf Night Age sketchbook, and then also in our design forum thing. Under
Yeah, no, it was because I was looking for it in C file.
it should be in there as well. Oh, maybe I didn't put the big armored one. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's in there.
That's all
No,
right. That's
the
all right
last
though. The
one you
medium
did,
armor. The medium armor is a good place to start anyway.
This isn't the medium armor. This is the light
They're all light
armor.
Yeah, this is like the base,
Yeah.
and it's easier if I just.
Yeah. Ah,
This one.
yeah.
Fond memories.
I found that.
They
I
found
didn't
pew
find
pew as well. You didn't model that.
I'm sorry, John. That
No, I didn't have the time.
Your skills aren't there yet. That's all right.
I'm sorry,
Nah.
John. In about 50 videos, that'll make sense.
Yeah, you'll laugh.
Well, the back, I actually needed consulting because it wasn't there. Some of the lines you had, I turned into what's the word? Stitches.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's the word.
I don't know.
Some of them I actually did, like for example, from here, you have this kind of strap going into the cloth and then coming all the way to the
Uh-huh.
front to make that that strong line you had there,
Yeah.
like that division.
Sweet. Cool. Yeah, I never gave you the back, but I figured there'd be like someone like you could probably just kind of keep with the style and come up with something. But
You know, besides when you had a design like this, it actually gives you some wiggle room, so
right.
Which is nice.
you can, yeah,
Wiggle.
some of the wiggle, yeah. I don't know.
No, wiggle room. I was just making a joke so you could. It's wiggle room so you could wiggle. It's just you said the right thing.
Oh,
Uh, all right, well,
some of these I turn into into a separate plate, like adding layering on the model.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I don't know if the overall design it's okay, especially with this back. I tried to tie a bit, but I don't know if it really works with the front.
You
I
tried
mean,
to what?
it's to tie it to make
Oh.
it the same
Sorry.
language. But this is too many small parts compared with this. It has a lot more noise. I don't know.
Well,
I think
right
that
now,
works, but
it's it's hard to say. There probably should. I can't completely know what you like. It doesn't. It seems like there should be. It's like when you wear a bulletproof vest. It's in the back as well. I think there probably should be some thickness.
Yeah, some kind of
Like,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that would probably make it work better. Yeah, like the back, it's a really interesting design, but it almost looks kind of alien or something, which would normally be fine, but since we're trying to separate aliens from human, it might be a little too
see, to me it just looks
interesting.
tacky.
Yeah.
Maybe you can see it a bit better here because I subdivided in ZBrush, so I lost a lot of this basic detail I added. Like this will be like metal plates,
Uh-huh.
like I don't know,
Like spine
I,
protection.
something like that. Yes, like tying the different parts of the armor, but yeah, I
Yeah.
need something a bit more thick to
Well,
make it to make it seem like it's the same thing. I mean, it's the same suit
yeah, yeah.
because
That
otherwise it's
right. And it doesn't necessarily have to go all the way down the back either. I mean, I don't know. You kind of play with what it looks. It also maybe it's a little bit thicker all the way down the back, and then like somewhere like up in the middle, it's even a little bit more protruded. That might be
yeah.
a
I
good
was
look.
actually thinking something like adding from here, like for example, like you have here this,
Uh-huh. Right.
but divided in the middle and a bit lower. So, what am
Yeah.
I?
Yeah, something like that. That's kind of what I was thinking. That's what you, and
Like
rem,
this.
rem,
Uh,
also remember that that the suit, the pieces that go up on above this for more heavier armor, they have to have places where they attach, which is it's pretty much what I was doing with those. If you look at the drawing again, I have those little. You know, those little, those yellow things, on the belt, and I was also thinking, those are kind of like for power or something, but you could have something like that on the back as well.
My carving. Okay. Something's wrong with my tablet. I'm carving, even if I am
Even if
on
you're
additive. Yeah,
Yeah, that's going to be a
I
problem.
don't know why. Yeah. No, I probably just need to reset the driver, the tablet, I mean. But anyway, I tried.
It tried pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if all this
things
work's going to
considered.
pass muster, but oh no, that is spectacular, man.
Cool stuff, man.
Let me just...
In fact, I'm a little dumbfounded. John said that the back thing seemed kind of Geiger-esque.
I don't know what that is.
Geiger is the guy who designed Aliens.
Ah.
Okay.
Well, it kind of looks like it almost looks like it could be kind of almost exoskeleton-y kind of thing where it's like if it like went like I'm not saying it should, but it like I don't know, maybe it's something that helps support things or something. But I don't know. It also looks like it could be places where you could attach.
See, that's what I was thinking. Was it
Yeah.
looked like somewhere to attach bigger armor pieces to?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That combination.
Although, just to clarify, we would be getting rid of the lighter armor when we do that, right? Because otherwise it's that much more weight you're lugging around.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, like, you don't just put a heavier armor over top of something else. Like the suit, yes. But, for example, the armored shoulder pads and whatnot,
Yeah.
you'd get rid of those if you're putting on something heavier.
John, John
Yeah.
says in today's army you do.
Yeah, I was thinking that it would be just like that actually, but I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
You got things like you got bionics, and other kind of biologically altering people and strengthening them, and other kind of like what you call them, the little nanobot type thing, little kind of things like I kind of think of it as a smart suit, so it's just like it's powered and stuff, and kind of makes you a little bit
I could
stronger.
do...
Makes you a little bit stronger so you can handle the heavier armor. But I mean, it's just like the whole reason you put heavier armor is to get to be even more protected. So it's like it kind of seems counterproductive to be less, to undo some of your protection to get more protection in a way.
Yeah,
Yes, that's true, yeah.
the other way I could go with this is to make this thinner. Not to get rid of it, but make it thinner so you could
Well-
add on top of it. Like if it were more of a suit without blades, but
I
I don't
wouldn't
know.
do that.
Yeah, it kind of it right now it's like you have that so they can function as fighters and just like that. If it's just like a costume, it's just kind of like even it's like it doesn't really seem significant
No, I mean
enough.
it could be. What I mean is, this could be like you were saying, a suit um, to attach the armor you're gonna wear. So it's not really like a costume you will wear anywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you want a little bit of some stopping power, to, taking a,
yeah, even if you're without the armor, yes.
Yeah.
right. I mean,
Well,
And a story aside, that's aesthetically pleasing,
yeah,
and it's a
it is.
game, and aesthetically pleasing comes first.
that's true. I
Yeah.
agree.
I mean, at the end of the day, it just needs to work to the eye. I mean,
John
it needs
says
to
the
look.
plates on the sides of the leg should wrap around to the front and back more, because you're less likely to get shot in the side of the leg.
Yeah.
Are those
Okay,
plates
I
or
was under the
holsters?
impression. I was under the impression they were like
Th-
anchor
They're,
points for holsters.
they were both.
I wasn't sure,
There were
so
plates. There were plates that also have a holster thing on top of them.
Okay.
yeah, I wasn't sure what they were, so I left them as is.
Yeah, right.
But
But for the lighter armor, you're going to want to be more mobile
Right.
as well.
I guess I'd take a.
Yeah.
I guess I'd take a design cue from like football players for really light armor and where they have pads for impacts. Like
Okay, yeah.
like they're going to have a pad on the front of the leg because that's most likely to get hit.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And maybe it should be added. Maybe there should be a pad under there, and this could be kind of on top of. Because if you look at the drawing, it is kind of a multi-layered thing anyway. But you could make the first layer wider, or you could even make it a 3 layers, or you could make just a separate pad that's in the front. But I mean, it's like I was also going for aesthetics a little bit to, it's like I was trying to think light, kind of basic, because it's like this future world's version of a what's it called, the basic suit thing, military fatigues.
Fatigues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
John just posted a link with current light armor. So yeah, you can take some design aesthetics from that too and kind of combine it.
It's funny, I heard you couldn't.
Nice.
oh, cool.
Yeah, see, for me, that's heavier than that. That's more like medium armor or something. This is something that's in between. I mean, this is before that step. In my mind, anyway.
Well, we don't want to get into your mind.
You don't. You really don't.
But in terms of cuts and lines, you could certainly take some cues from that, though, without having to add actual bulk.
You did what now? Oh yeah. Okay, got it.
But yeah, that's one of your human designs actually realized in 3D. This is the first one, isn't it, Wolf?
Yeah, that's awesome.
How's that feel?
That's cool.
I still need to finish it, but
Yeah, it still needs to be finished, but
this will be the relative size.
I was about to say I really like the size perspective too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are 180 in meters, and these are 215, 2 meters 15 centimeters.
Nice. Yeah, that works really well.
Mm-hmm.
Because that Alethian would scare the bejesus out of me if I ran into him.
Yeah, I kept just in case uh, the previous model. It's already projected as well, but just in case, because just the body is a few polygons or a few less polygons, let's say. And I wasn't sure about the changes I was making to the geometry, so it would deform.
Just 1 second.
But
Well, it's always good
yeah.
to hang on to your older files, to be sure. But I think the new one came out very nicely, too. And you're way under potential polygon count. I mean, even with the armor, you're at under 2,000 polys, and you could have easily done like 5,000 polys.
Yeah, I mean, in some places it was really hard to keep volume.
Yeah,
But overall,
decimating meshes is hard.
Yeah,
Decimating meshes is a black art.
you can see the
Nice.
Cool.
but yeah, I need to look for a bit more of information to rigging and skinning. But yeah, I did link a few parameters in here. So you go.
I like the fist one. That's awesome.
I know.
Yeah, I really struggle with the hands because I model them in a position that it's really crappy to place in the bones.
The bones.
Yeah, I did it like instead of doing the hand all stretched like flat with
Yeah,
the
like
fingers
like
all
a
stretched.
T-pose.
Yeah, it's kind of flexed a bit. It's so it wasn't really that simple. This one I did on purpose because of the what do you call this?
Elbow
Yeah,
spike.
elbow spike.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So it will be easier to see what I was doing because yeah, this kind of gets in the middle, but yeah.
But I don't know, Richard. Looks like you got some work in front of you.
I've definitely got some competition, yeah. Sergio, you were saying you had TeamViewer, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I finally got it installed and up and running on my main system, so maybe over the course of the week, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to learn how you set up the custom controls and stuff like that, see if we can do something similar for, like if we do the cat rigs for just the main body motion and then anything specific like the hands or the face, we could develop custom controls for.
It's really simple. I could show it to you right now.
Then by all means do so.
Sweet. By all means, yeah.
I mean the extent of my knowledge in this it's not that great, but I can show it.
I don't know,
Wow.
Sergio. John, do you actually want to learn some things today? He's along for the ride. Let's do it.
Oh man.
And you get more
Okay,
time to draw.
you're still gonna have to help me because my English is not that great.
Don't worry about it.
So at some points, but yeah, let's see. First, let me hide this. Do it with the other arm. Animation like so. Well, this you know this.
I haven't used it before, but I've seen it.
Well, do look for some information because I don't have the exact words to explain it. I kind of know how they work, but yeah. This, for example, this one you will one of these ones you will use for things like insect legs and that kind of stuff. More than 2 pieces, let's say. The other one, it's like a lot more rigid. I'm not going to show them now because of time, but and this one is the one you will use for arms and legs, which actually has only 2 pieces. Like for example, I can control it. One thing to remember when you're doing this is to freeze the transforms. All I do to get to this is alt click and alt holding the alt key and left click, right clicking, sorry, to freeze the transform. So if I move it, I can come here and transform to 0 to recover the position.
Okay.
So you wouldn't have to worry to get that in position again. You saw here I have an elbow swivel. This is actually wiring parameters. This actually controls a parameter in the IK system, which is swivel angle.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, this can be any form. The control I did, I just added a cube, but you could do whatever you want. Let's do a circle. For the controls, these are actually nice because you can set them to be renderable in the viewport and not in the renderer.
Okay.
So you can see them in here, but you're not going to render them by accident or anything if you forgot to hide them.
Nice.
What I did there was just quick align. It's this. Now, what I use to control it is constraints. You can constrain all a bunch of things like rotation and all. For this, I will use a position constraint, so it will well, constrain to the position of the circle.
Gotcha.
I do, however, want to, well, I will hide it later. Let's see. Well, for the attributes, what you saw there, fist and the swivel angle, Uh, Normally, you want to add them in another set, because if you add them in the base object, they will go all the way down, and it's really annoying because you have to go all the way down to get to those. So yeah, all I did was add an attribute holder and change the name. I have the lights off, which is
Scary.
now it's hard to type. Well, eh. And you have here in animation, you have a parameter editor. It's right here. Alt 1 is the hotkey.
Okay.
And you can add pretty much whatever you want. For this case, well, I will add a float because it's the type of data I need to control the swivel. Let's put, let me change this. Okay, I did it again.
You know, I've been working with this program for, it's sad to think, I've been working with this program for almost 15 years now, and I've never once looked at this.
Yeah.
You don't need this range, but you don't need this much range for the swivel of the elbow, but I put in there anyway. Like for the full range, but yeah. Then you just click add. If you need to edit this at some point, you just come here, edit what you want, and apply the changes. Otherwise, it won't do anything. And once you have that, well, you already have this, but it doesn't do anything yet. What you need to do is come again into animation, wire parameters, and then you you come to modify a object. You're navigating through basically the object you have selected, right? So custom attributes, elbow swivel, and you have this now.
Okay.
When it gives you the dotted line, the same that gives you when you're trying to link something.
Yeah.
If you click on the in the IK chain, it will give you another menu like the one you just had, and all you need is the swivel angle because that's what you're trying to control. It opens this, and this is the object you have selected and the object you selected as a goal. So this is the IK chain, and this is the circle I did. Here you can set the direction. For example, if you click here, this will control this. So
Okay,
this parameter, the parameter you did, will control the swivel angle in the IK chain. You can do it two-way connections, but it's not really recommended because you can edit the parameter from both sides. If I leave it like this and connect, I can't control this from here. It's grayed out.
Okay.
So you don't have any mistakes. So you can control it. It's a bit it's really strong right now. You can see because this is in degrees and this actually, the units you use are different. So what I'm doing by this is changing the expression. It's just a line. If you do this, you add this. I mean, I'm going fast, but
That's a nice introduction.
Yeah.
yeah, this changes degrees to rads, which is the units you will need. So, well, I updated, and it's a bit more manageable now.
Sweet. Okay, I've used the
Well-
wires. I've used the wired parameters dialog before, but I didn't know you could modify stuff like that. That's wicked.
Okay, so that's pretty much the way you used to control this. This one I also added there is a point helper here, which is constrained in the orientation of this bone is constrained to the, let me show it. It's constrained to this this little cube. It's just a point helper, and this point helper is linked to the control, so you will control the rotation. Because if you don't do this, you can see here that when I move this, you cannot, the direction of the hand follows the arm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in this way you can plant the hand. For example, if you need the hand to stay in that position and the rest of the arm move, you can do it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's easier for when you're animating. If you need, for example, the character to lift from the ground or whatever, I don't know.
Or if he's going to draw a weapon on his leg, that sort of thing.
Yeah, whenever you need the hand to be planted, this way you can. And here it isn't done, and you can see that kind of. Yeah, it doesn't give you that option, let's say. Now for this is a bit more complicated, and I'm explaining this like halfway because you have to keep in mind I don't know this either. I mean, I researched to do this, so yes, I understand what I'm doing, but I don't know exactly how to explain it in a way. Well, my English is limited at best.
That's okay, so you're doing good so far.
Hey, Sergio, this is kind of unrelated, but I think when you were saying stitch earlier, what you meant was seam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the seams. Yeah.
All right.
That was.
It just came to me. So.
Yeah, for the fist, I used the reaction manager. It's a bit scary at first, but yeah, all you need to know, you need to do. For example, here I added the parameter I needed, and here what you define is a master that controls different states. You could use this, for example, for the face. And basically, what controls it's the blending between this state, which is the full fist, and this, which is the stretched palm, the stretched fingers. Basically, you want to add the master. When you add the master, you add this control.
Okay.
And then you said you create a state. This one I'm not doing because it did take me a few attempts, but you just need to create a state for the straight finger for the bones, and another state uh, for the fist, let's say, with the fingers already bent, and well, alternating in degrees in the strength you have selected here, and well, it's the job of the reaction manager to change that. I really don't want to show this because this will take a lot of time, because well, as I said, I researched this to do this basically.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
no
the
worries.
first and last time I touched this.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was in there.
You could use this even for the face. I've seen a tutorial in which he used the state for the state manager, the reaction manager for different expressions.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find it, and I'll. It's in YouTube, and I'll put it
Buzznet?
in Buzznet. But yeah, the wiring of parameters is simple in theory. I mean, it's just creating the parameter and saying what you want it to control. It's not
Everything's
much
simple
more
in
than that.
theory, Sergio.
Yeah, but I mean, once you know where the windows are, it's all you need. I mean, I literally did this in minutes. Once I saw how it was done, and I'm not saying that what I did now it's going to work for you, because I suck at explaining in English.
You're doing fine.
That's why I hurry myself, and I end up explaining pretty much anything. I basically just showed you, and all the rest was white noise.
Wow.
Don't be so hard on
Yeah,
yourself,
no
man.
kidding, man.
I think you probably did a little bit better than that.
But I mean, if you at least grasp where are the windows and how to wire the parameters, I'm happy. That's it. You have to
That's
understand, I learned
awesome.
English
I
by
actually learned a
myself.
lot.
Yes, thank you very much for showing us.
I've also learned that on
I'm-
coffee break, I'm going to go throw my Wacom tablet through a window again.
Oh no, that's
Well,
That's how you get better, Steve.
let
Gotta
me
do
just
that.
tell you this. If you're going to throw your Wacom tablet to the window, don't do it, just send it to
Mail
me.
it to you.
Well, if he
Yeah.
throws it hard enough, it might land your way.
it's going for distance.
By
every
that
time.
arm.
Right. Just go outside and wait for it. Yeah, I'm ready to show when we get back from the break as well.
Alrighty, Sergio, can we have a look at our guy one last time before we go to break here?
Awesome.
Okay.
Nice.
It's a good skin color too.
Think we can get him in game for next week?
I'm see why not.
I don't know, Richard, can you rig and animate him?
Well, it looks like the rigging's already done, actually.
Okay, can you animate him?
Nah.
Try.
I need to edit all of this crap.
I don't know. Personally, I think he's doing a really good job with the rigging workflow as is. I'd say if he works on that, and then I'll work on Cat, and we'll see how it goes.
That works.
We'll see who wins.
I'm willing to.
Oh no, he's
But-
gonna win. He's way ahead.
You gotta have a winner. Then change the rules. You'll win. Come on. Think outside the box.
But yeah, I don't know. Did you get anything from what I just did, or
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And the wonderful part is, if I forget any steps, we can go back and watch the video.
Yes, sir. No, that's outstanding.
oh no.
Thank you very much, Sergio. That was awesome.
Now I get to see me nervous explaining something I don't quite understand myself in a video.
Well, look at the
Did a
bright
good
side. You
job.
understood it better than any of us did.
No, I mean, once you see how it's done, it's rather simple. The thing is, well, the tutorial I saw, it was a bit more relaxed, let's say. So, and the person that did it actually knows English better than me. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but you're one of our own. And that counts.
Exactly.
And that counts for a lot. All right, guys. Well, let's take 5 so we can get bathroom breaks, coffee breaks, whatever we need in. And when we come back, we will take a look at Wolf's stuff. And that should conclude our evening. I am going to pause the video until we return. Alrighty, we are back from break, and we are ready to go in and see what Wolf has for us today. Ready for us, Wolf?
Yep.
Then here it comes, baby.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello? Hello?
Hello, hello.
Hey.
You are there.
Okay, this is me following the Tyler Edlund's silhouette concept character concept.
Excellent,
Uh,
excellent first.
So this is what?
That is an excellent first time around with it.
Yeah. So this is I haven't really known what to do. How to go about it. I've seen different videos of people doing it and stuff, and but so I've always just kind of went to line drawing like I don't know, but because I don't know, I guess I thought there would be more like shading involved or something, like you deal with lighting, and it really just following along, like because I'd watch a little and I'd pause it and then I'd draw a little, and so I just kind of see how he worked through things, and just realizing that it's like, okay, it's just contrast of different colors to mark different things, and you don't have to really worry about
Yeah, well, it's
shading
at
and
this
stuff.
point you're not making art; you're making a design,
Yeah.
and it's a very
So-
important distinction.
So I don't know. So I kind of got the hang of that and saw how he went about different things. But then I mean, I already had this drawing, so I just did on top of that. I put in the color so you would see that, like, this was like meant to be kind of the something that he would actually wear. And then, because you remember we talked about, like, magically, like, they would be able to kind of, some of them could be able to kind of grow their armor, and that's what this is about. The whole thing was kind of, I was thinking about that when I was doing this stuff, but it ended up looking more just like regular armor, which is fine as well. But if you remember last time, I was talking about kind of like how it would fit in the slot, like, so it able to grow this and then actually fit this in it, or be wearing this and fit that in it. But these ones, they look more like they're just actual armor stuff you put on. But this one is more like something you would grow.
Sweet.
I'm not happy with the midsection.
Yeah.
It's a
The
little,
Um,
only
it's too
Good.
the
spindly.
only thing I can say is the shoulder pads. Remember the the one I in the small thumbs I did. There
right.
was one with the like it
They
was
kind of
like
go in like
the
that.
yeah, it was kind of the last one you have there, the
Yeah,
last one on the right.
more like this.
Yeah, I ended up not going with that because he wouldn't be able to raise his arm.
Okay, yeah.
Uh, if I'm going for something like this, I will do them a bit more outwards, the point instead of inwards. Uh,
You say outwards,
yeah,
or yeah, maybe just a bit smaller, not quite as in. I don't know. It's a neat look. It's also could be maybe just on one side. Like I was thinking that's one of the things I want to do is like um, make one arm that's just like for defense, like the big armor stuff for defense, and one that's for like using a weapon and being quick and stuff. So you might trade off the ability to be able to raise your arm all the way up.
hmm.
But
Okay.
yeah, but
I'm sorry, Steve. I really interrupted you.
no, that's I want that. That's fine. But yeah, I just yeah, these were the ingoing things was inspired by that one you did. Um, but yeah, I'm not really crazy about the middle either. I try to do this. I like this better. Uh, yeah, it's always the issue is always about how the legs bend and stuff, and um, so yeah, I know this is a little He-Man right here, but actually that might be insulting to name it a little He-Man.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Can you really insult He-Man?
um,
I guess for me, the Alethians being very mobile and sleek, even their heavy
uh-huh.
armor to me would be sleek rather than huge. It would be strength versus size.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, this is like I was imagining this as some of, you know, this is like the heaviest maybe armor. But yeah, I mean, I think there'd definitely be that. But I think I don't know. It seems like you're gonna want um, all kinds of classes on each side, so you're gonna want some kind of something that looks like it could be a tank as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So, that's kind of what I'm looking at. But yeah, I wanted to do a lot more. I just didn't get the time. I keep working on.
No, that's a fair
This is
amount of
just
work.
these are just my first attempt. So, um,
No, you got a fair amount of work going, and there are elements I like. I like the bands around the bicep. I like the chest piece,
which one?
particularly the middle three.
Uh-huh.
I prefer the loincloth.
Yeah.
I like most of the stuff around the joints. I like the big shoulder pads. I'm not as keen on the big pieces on the thighs and calves.
Okay. This is what you like right here,
Yeah.
but not these ones. You
I
like
mean, I like the idea of having something there, but
this.
it's a little too big.
Yeah. You like. Well, yeah. Yeah, I probably did it a little too big. I mean, like just to get it. I wanted to get kind of a pointy things that made it bigger, but I mean on this side just to get it to where it's
Yeah,
it's already
covering
kind of
that.
big, so covering that it kind of gives it that shape, and then yeah, Pokemon. Um, I like these right here, these Poke shapes right there.
Yeah, I do kind of like the idea of that to go with the elbow spike.
I I I like these things. I like this this middle part.
Yeah,
What do you think of
I
that?
like the chest armor.
Yeah.
It's just some of those bigger pieces are just
Okay,
a little too
so
much.
this wasn't too big. The chest wasn't too big.
No, I mean at the end of the day,
That's cool. Yeah.
that's just going to work out how it works
Yeah.
out on the actual model. You know,
Yeah. Well,
I
I made
look
it.
at that
I
more
made
in
it
terms
thicker.
of elements than.
I could have made it thinner. I mean, look, it made it thicker. So, but I mean, I mean, I'll do different ones, and I'll do some, thinner. But I mean, also we're gonna have different armor, so there's room for different types.
Yeah,
But
well, it's design. It's a process, and sometimes a long, arduous one.
what do you think about this stuff right here?
No, the biceps I liked. It was.
What about here?
I like the smaller pieces better.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I like them. I'll see if I can add it to the
Yeah,
model.
like I kind of had, because I was still thinking about when I was doing this, I was still thinking about him growing it. So like I kind of made it like you see they're not wrapped all around, but that could also be um, because it's something that you kind of magically attach to it. Like it just kind of you know sucks on. It's just kind of like taped on. But not taped. Glued on kind of a thing.
No,
Yeah, well,
they do
like
it
the
all the
helmet
time in
plate.
games.
Yeah. So it's just yeah, and that's what this thing was as well. But uh, yeah, I think originally that's what I was doing here, but then I decided to make it part of what he was wearing, still separating the tool. But I mean, even when it's okay if he's wearing everything, there's still you know reason to have the ones that have the crystals on them for just their powers and stuff. So yeah.
I like those elements. I guess the biggest thing to me is when I think of their heavy armor, I think of the difference between the base suit that the human has and the base suit that the Alethian has right now, and how much less there is on the Alethian. And through each progression, that should still hold true.
Are you talking about this?
What?
No. Are you talking? What do
Oh,
you
I'm
mean
sorry.
the base?
The first
Well,
image, or
no.
What do you mean the base?
Like the base that Sergio has right now.
Oh, okay. The surgeon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the actual ZBrush one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think of that as the equivalent of the very base human suit. So whereas the human suit is light, but it covers their whole body, there's a lot less coverage on the Alethian. And I guess in my mind, up through light armor to medium to heavy armor, that kind of separation should still exist for it to be cohesive.
Yeah. But I mean, I was kind of doing. I mean, like.
Yeah,
I would-
that's why I like the middle ones better, because it's still keeping some of that separation.
Right. See that it would be easy. It would be easy enough to keep this kind of style and make it, spaced. So, is that like what do you think about what do you think about um, this kind of design in a different way if it was less like that? The and do you even like the concept of growing?
It's I'm torn.
Uh-huh.
From a story perspective, I really like the idea of this kind of grown, very organic
Right.
armor.
Right.
From
No.
from an aesthetic
Yeah.
perspective in the game, I prefer the idea of much cleaner lines.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I actually took it the other way around. I would like to do uh, an armor like this, but uh, story-wise, one person shouldn't be able to manipulate that kind of thing. One single Elysian, I mean, it
Well,
will be like
Well, I don't know if I don't know if it was ever that like one guy was just manipulating all of his own armor versus just they grow it rather than make it.
I think the idea was that they were supposed to grow it, similar to like a blacksmith. It's just somebody who specializes at making armor.
no, I was actually
you know,
thinking
I mean it.
it grew on the like I was thinking, I mean, this is this is more like the rocky kind of coral type thing. It ended up turning out a little bit different than what I was thinking, because I have to I keep thinking about how do they bend, and so I go, okay, what if it's in these different layers, so they can kind of move around, so that's why it's kind of striped, kind of a mummied thing like that. Uh, but I was also thinking. I mean, that my first idea, this was several months ago, where um, where I had idea it would be like them growing. I don't know, like horns or tusk or something, but it's like they grow that on different places. Um, they just have some natural armor that, then I was thinking, that would be like permanent, but I was thinking it would be kind of neat to be able to grow, to magically just grow before a battle. Just go, okay, I want, instead of dressing your armor, you grow this
So,
stuff all around, and then you
so you want him
go
to
and
Iron
fight.
Man up.
Yeah, basically. And I mean, it's like, yes, if you look,
Copy that.
I mean, if you if you go, I mean, if you like tear it apart logically, everything's not going to make uh, a lot of sense. I mean, you can pretty much tear apart just about anything. But yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, if he could do that, then somebody else could just it would seem like they could just use their power to unarmor him or something, like, when
No,
they're
I
like
mean,
fighting each other. But and it's like, oh, maybe he's too power. If he can armor that, why can't he just you know uh, put his enemy in like a solid you know block of this stuff and be done with it? But um,
because I saw this kind of like I don't know, mage classes in RPGs
uh,
normally have a magic armor, let's say.
yeah, magic armor.
Um, yeah, or what is it called? Like bark skin
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something like that.
bark skin. That's what I mean, it's like that is like, that goes all over, and that's very similar to this concept, except it's not. Um, it's not like it only lasts a little bit for a little bit of
And
time.
then it goes away, yeah.
But it's, I mean, if you take away that limited time, it's pretty much exactly the same thing.
Hmm.
Which is that's actually the bark skin thing is one of the reasons why I think it works, because it fits into already established games. So
There's a
Yeah,
there's a
besides it's
lot
a
of different elements I like across all of them. So it may just be a matter of playing with the
yeah.
ideas. I like. Well, we'll start right to left. I like the spikes. I like the idea of it being a little more organic.
Hmm.
But as we move left, I like the idea of some specific pieces with gems, like at the joints, and I also like the idea of it having more gap in it than the last one does.
Yeah.
Like when it's grown, there would be more random gaps in it instead
Right.
of being such full coverage.
Right. Yeah, that would be fine.
And I like the tunic around the waist versus the He-Man pants.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Um, but yeah, I mean, uh, I'll keep playing with this stuff and find things that um, try different things, and it'll be easier to kind of
Yeah, I mean
see
it's a
with
process.
more. Yeah.
That's what we have our concept designer for, Wolf, to
Right.
work the process.
But yeah, I'll try doing something more like this with toning down this
The
stuff.
size and I like the idea of the last one with there being a little more organic looking
Uh,
versus like
right.
versus the left and right forearms having perfect edges and being perfectly identical.
Right.
Um,
But I think I mean, there's no reason like you have to choose necessarily one or the other. I mean, we should have at some point. I mean, yeah, you choose what you want at first, but at some point there's going to be different armor and stuff. So you know there's room for more of this kind and more organic kind.
yeah, and John's throwing if they can grow stone, what's to prevent them from growing it smooth? You could do the metalish looking armor with more smooth and polished stone look. And I agree. Some of that is purely aesthetic, as separation
Right.
between the humans for me versus necessarily what the reality would or wouldn't be.
Right.
And I guess that's
it's all
why there's elements of each of them that I like.
yeah. It's also yeah. I mean, it's like they could grow things like this, but I mean, like right here, like this kind of thing. I don't know. It's just I don't know.
You know, that's
It's
mostly
huh?
an aesthetic. Sorry, I'm sorry. That's mostly an aesthetic decision that separates the organic stuff from something you could craft and use every time you want.
Yeah,
I don't.
exactly. It's like the thing is like I could say, oh, this is grown, but unless I tell you it's grown, you're not going to read it as grown. Especially just looking at this piece, this shoulder thing right here. Just it's not. There's no intuitive sense, but you look at like this kind of stuff and you go, oh, is that grown or is that found or is that made up of animal tusks and what
Yeah, and
rocks and corals and stuff.
mostly I like the idea that if you have this, well, blacksmith, for lack of a better term, that maybe really excels at growing and creating this armor. He may make beautiful armor, he may make very effective armor, but I like the idea that organically it would be very difficult for him to make an identical set of armor. That there's always going to be these details that are a little different because it's organic.
Yeah.
You mean from like left to right?
Left to right or whole other sets of armor. I mean, we can't have individualized armor in the game,
Right.
but as a design theory,
I mean, but you could. How can I don't know if it's possible, and you will tell me if I'm wrong. But couldn't you make a model that it's always the same, but the texture like switch place?
yeah,
Not
you
switch
can
place, like
swap out textures. But I mean, in terms of like, we can do light, medium, heavy armor, and we can do, a few add-on pieces to change it up. But we can't do an infinite number of actual models to make it completely
Right.
different every
no,
time.
no, no, no. I don't mean infinite numbers. Like for example, uh, I don't know if it's possible. That's why I'm asking. But the same. Uh, if just the texture changes a bit in place,
Yeah.
that will look different.
I think what he's talking about is not not
Not a different model, but the
Yeah,
same texture
well,
in another place or in another orientation.
not like completely swapping out texture all around, but like say like this texture could be different from this texture, and it's like there's a few different ones, and they're all like you can use some different ones. Maybe have something kind of random to go, like, which it's like that you have the texture, but you have like lines, and maybe you have some information that's like down here, but sometimes it's up here, and that kind of thing. Like these little details.
And I guess I see them being less symmetric, more asymmetric. They've been around thousands of years longer than us that they've had to master this art. It would be very sleek, it would be lightweight, and it would be more functional than form.
So I see no reason that they have to not be symmetrical. Like, I mean, I think it's like with the magic, it's like if they're not, if they can't be symmetrical, I think that that makes them that their technology much inferior to humans. If they're just like, well,
I'm
I
not saying
couldn't.
it can't
No.
be symmetrical.
No, really.
I'm saying that I don't think it would be symmetrical.
I guess
By
it depends
choice.
on the role too. Yeah, by choice. I mean, there were archers that didn't bother putting armor on whichever arm is holding the bow because they don't want that
Right.
interfering with the arrow.
Which is what I was saying about this having one that actually does come this way. You can't raise your left arm all the way because that arm has much bigger armor on it, and then this right arm, if that's your say sword arm, then that has just some basic armor on that.
Yeah, I mean that's
You know,
exactly what I'm saying. Is that they would follow function more than form. They wouldn't be in it for the aesthetics. Whereas even today we tend to make aesthetics part of it too.
Well, it's also their idea of what aesthetics are may be different. Maybe they think too much symmetry is not necessarily as beautiful as what nature does, which
No,
that's a
no,
little bit.
beyond all the stuff that we could attribute to the Elysium culture and all, I would really like to see one of these. For example, the one in the middle. If you take um, one of the pauldrons off,
What are those? These things?
yeah,
Shoulder pieces.
and interchange some of the elements, not symmetrically.
Uh-huh.
So, for example, the right side of the character, it will have a pauldron and the bracer, but the thing in the biceps, it wouldn't be on that arm, but it will be on the other.
The
If you do,
what's
if
the
you
what'd you call it? Paula what?
what?
Pauldron.
Pauldron,
Paul-
the shoulder pad,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
This one.
yeah. For example, if you left that and the bracer, the one that is in the closer to the wrist, that, and the thing that is in the bicep, you
Uh-huh.
only put it on the other arm and not
Oh,
in this one.
not in this one, but
That,
put it. Yeah.
yeah, that starts to create a unique silhouette when you're
Uh-huh.
designing a character. Um,
And this one keep this inner one.
keep no, keep only one, and then the other one you can, well, keep a smaller one or get rid of it entirely. It's just to get some variation, so the silhouette itself wouldn't be so
Yeah.
I don't know the word.
Symmetrical. Identical. Boring.
Yeah, wouldn't be as predictable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would like to see one of these design with some asymmetry.
Yeah, I was meaning to get to that, but I just didn't get very far yet. But yeah, I want to try different things.
But no, I think you're off to a heck of
I
a
don't.
start.
As far as the middle, I'll take any advice, or any ideas that anybody has. You see them
Yeah, we've
like
you
this
know
this part,
we've
but
kind of struggled with that for a while, and I hate saying that I don't know what to do from a concept.
yeah. I mean, I mean, like the thing is, well, what you can do is to just have some kind of like maybe like leather type armor or something, so it goes so you can have it go down inside, under these pads, so you don't see the legs right there. You see that, so it's not so He-Man.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I ended up covering that with cloth was because if you left it like human, for example, it's in these designs particularly, it's too much of a break between the upper body and the lower body. If you see, you have the think of the mass you have in the torso and the
Right.
mass you have in the legs, and the break you have in the middle is like too much.
Yeah, it's jarring. I don't like it either, but I didn't know exactly what to do. But yeah, I think if it's just wearing, more like clothing, like a leather thing, that's gonna help. Could be cloth as well, but um, is that way? At least it. Um, and it could be something like wearing some kind of protective codpiece type thing, here and over the clothes that he's wearing as well. That might work, but yeah. so silent.
Yeah, sorry, I was. Um,
I'm sorry, I was muted. I've been
uh,
talking for the last few minutes. Um, yeah, I really haven't known what to do with that from a concept point of view. Having said that, and now having seen an actual sculpted 3D model, I like the idea that Sergio had of just kind of layering another loincloth underneath there, or two, maybe staggered to the sides, and just kind of leaving it to the imagination what's up on, what they use to keep their junk in place, or if they even have any. It's
Yeah, well, I could have, be wearing some kind of cloth or leather that it goes down under here, and it could still have the loincloth thing. I mean, that's like could be like um, they could just think it was weird without it. They don't have to um, uh, you know you can have that as an accessory over it, almost like a tie or something, but it's still, maybe it's a kind of a modesty tie. I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, I'm just not sure. Keep playing with ideas. That's what I got for you.
Yeah.
Keep playing with ideas, because I haven't hit on anything to where I went eureka. That's it.
Yeah, and I can I can also try to do some stuff that look like a little bit more technology, like Sergio's thing almost looks like technology, but it's like using magic as a base, but it almost looks like it could also be a high tech thing, but it doesn't quite look human.
And
So
I don't want to interrupt, but I don't want to forget when I don't look at BuzzNet anymore. John is asking if you have the link for that paper doll sketch, and I don't remember where you put that.
what sketch?
The base that you use for these.
These
where
things?
You had a bunch of them.
A bunch of them.
Yeah, you used to.
The one that it actually wasn't this one. It was the one that Derek drew and I colored.
You're just copy pasting that base?
Huh?
That base Alethian, you're just copy pasting him?
No, but yes, I copied and pasted him. But if he's talking about this one right here, yeah, I did draw this one.
Yeah.
There's another one. I don't know if he was talking about that one where I have all the different skin colors that are testing.
I think he was just because it's the same Alethian.
Okay, he was wondering if I have a sheet where it's just this.
Yeah.
No, I just made this now. So.
Where's the link to the?
It's in in the. It's not in there yet, but it is in the forum 3D Buzz in the whatchamacallit, the concept art, or not the concept art, but the
MMO Lounge.
What?
Or
The MMO.
MMO Lounge.
Not the lounge, but the design. It's called design. Yeah.
Oh.
There's one under my name. You see, it's one that I made talking about Alethian in the title. It should be high up there. But so I put it
Got it.
in there.
All right, I got it. Pasted it. Well, there you go, John. You can just pull the images off of there and sketch to your heart's content. And I will be pleased.
Is he gonna sketch clothing on?
Yes, he is.
Cool. Basically do what I did right here.
That's my understanding. Yes.
It,
And it'll be awesome. It'll be
it,
cool. And then Sergio will model it, and then Richard will animate it, and then we'll have a game, and I'll be happy.
yeah, it's like I wonder if
No pressure.
I was thinking if they could pull off some kind of, I don't know if it would, like would it wreck what we're doing, and does it necessarily matter? I don't know, but like think the Iron Man type suit, but the Lethean kind of version, like a full body thing. Although I still don't see them wearing, having it for their feet. But I guess they could have stuff that just function just like their feet. But what if they
Are you
did have
asking
something
if
like
in
that?
the game we can actually have an armor that puts itself on Iron Man style?
No.
Because
Just
whoever
the
animates is
design.
going to kill you.
No, no. Just like the design, the full. That's very. That says futuristic, but can we do something that looks? I mean,
That kind of function.
It's gonna look like, yeah. It's gonna look like technology, but can we do it in a way,
that's organic.
that well, not necessarily organic, but just, I mean, it's like looks like a suit some magic person could have, or some like this culture, it's like like right now everything we're doing, it's like even this stuff is kind of a barbarian kind of look. It's like kind of inspired, but we're trying to warp it into a Lethean, and this is like, I mean, it's not quite Conan, because he's he's not bare chested and stuff, but
Try something like this: doing a leather suit
uh-huh.
with really bad seams, really
Uh-huh.
evident seams, and put metal plates into that
Excuse me.
and see how it looks.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't,
when you ask, can
I-
we do it? My question becomes, Mr. Wolf, concept artist. I don't know. Can we? Show me.
Well, I mean, it's like, I mean, you can tell me if the concept alone, like, seems like, ooh, that's not.
No, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, I certainly, at the bare minimum, I don't have an issue with exploring it. Most of the best
Right. I
ideas
mean,
we found have come from us exploring
Yeah.
around. So.
Because I don't know that they're, I mean, it's like the whole thing is they're supposed to be, in their own way through magic, as technically advanced as us, but using as they can do just about anything, and some things that we can't do with magic. So I don't know that they necessarily, have to look like they're out of the page of a Conan comic, or that they're, I mean, so I mean, it's like I still, but I don't, I mean, to some degree, like what puts them apart is that they're not this this crazy technology, sci-fi
Race.
race. Yeah. I mean, but so I mean, it's like if we go too far into looking like that, it's just gonna kind of look, like everything else, which isn't necessarily bad. But I mean, it's like I don't know that they necessarily have to be. We kind of have a, like, even though we keep saying that we draw them, we kind of make them look savage, in a way, like, uh, I mean, it's a terrible term, but it's just like to look not advanced, but
Well, you've
Advanced
got
doesn't necessarily have to mean clean lines, though.
yeah,
I mean,
and it doesn't
sorry, one
have to
sec.
mean not savage. Reference Star Trek. You have the Klingons, who are a very savage race, and who were also a space race
Sorry,
before humans were.
Edson.
well, okay. When I said savage, I didn't mean like as an actual savage, as an aggressive warrior thing. I just meant like how,
Like too tribal.
yeah, like tribal, like kind of not like, yeah, like not living in cities and stuff. Like it's like, okay, a loincloth, I'm fine. That kind of thing.
Well, I don't know. Like if you borrow a page from Star Wars, you've got the Jedi who had the BA lightsabers, but very simple
bad
clothing
robes.
by comparison.
Right. Well, the thing is, it's like I think one thing that will set them apart, like when we see them in say like NPCs and stuff, I think they could have nice elaborate clothing that kind of that looks that is a little bit, it could be a little bit more like something a wizard would wear, or so, like, or somewhat something, from some different time, whether it's medieval or Renaissance or so, where things are more outfitty and fine details and stuff, rather than like what we wear now, rather than wearing jeans and a shirt or something, you know. But so I think like that, you go, oh, okay, that which will look more like regular kind of sci-fi, not sci-fi, but regular fantasy, RPG and stuff, kind of clothing. But that being said, clothing is very different than armor. So it's like, maybe, I mean, the armor could be more advanced looking in functionality than what we think of when we see their clothing. And so I think there's a room for both sides. I mean, because it's like all that, we think of it as more primitive because it's old-fashioned styles and stuff. But a lot of those, I mean, especially if you look at like royalty or something, and what they wore and stuff, it's very skill. It took a lot of skill to make those clothing, and it's it's
Much more elaborated.
yeah, it's elaborate. It's fine culture. It's it's not just, oh, I skinned this deer, and now I've got kind of some stuff to keep me warm. I mean, it's just like, so I think. Yeah, I mean, it's like I never thought that they couldn't do like fine lines. I mean, with the magic, I think they could probably do finer lines than what we can do now. It's just like I think, I don't know.
Well, it seems to me also a good part of their culture is based on working together. I mean, the idea of martial combat is pretty much prevalent in every aspect of their society, so I would think
Yeah.
they'd take pride in their work, in the
Right.
sense that designing armor to them is just as artistic as designing a
Right.
building. Whereas
Right.
for humans, it's very much an idea that we're designing something to protect somebody. I don't care what it looks like.
Right. Like adding to that, I think that if you look at some of the like the royal dress armor, which is like it's not actually made for combat and stuff. It's sometimes it's it's a I don't know. It's yeah. Anyway, it's
Ceremonial.
very detailed. It's very detailed stuff. It's not like it's meant to not be hit, but to be looked at and shown in peacetime and stuff. But
Ceremonial armor.
yeah, ceremonial. But the thing is, it's like maybe that's some their armor would be more ceremonial, more flamboyant, almost like looking. It's just like a lot of detail and stuff, whereas our stuff is more functional.
It
But
will define status.
Yeah,
Maybe status, yeah.
but
I think one thing to definitely remember, though, is that the crystals are the heart of everything that they do. Not just
Right.
the soul stones, but also the crystals that are embedded
Right.
in their weapons and their armor and all that. So I think I don't think necessarily that the crystal itself should be the armor, but if the idea is that they use crystals to manipulate energy in the same sort of way we do, just we have a different power source, but the basic idea behind it is the same, then you're basically training the crystal to grow armor that will protect the user.
Well, the thing is, we've talked about this before. It's like, they have the soul stone, which is attached to them, but then they have other kinds of crystals where the soul stone communicates with to use their power, and so that's why they would have like this stuff would be
Exactly, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, as far as like having the armor grow onto the person, and if they're going to go into combat, it just kind of shows up. Personally, I like the idea, and as much as an animator might complain about something like that, I kind of look forward to the challenge of making it work.
Well, it's something that you don't actually accept. You could like show it in a cutscene once or something, but it's like in the same way that when you equip stuff, you don't see the guy dressing, in an MMO or RPG or anything. It just instantly goes on, but that it's something that that just happened. So it's not necessarily that you have to, see it start small and get.
You might not need to see it start that way, but I think if you're going to go, for sake of argument, if you are going to go to the trouble of showing something like that, it should be in the game as well. So you'd have a version of your outfit that doesn't have the armor, and then when you go into combat, it kind of grows into place.
I agree that would be cool looking, and if they can do that, I'd be all for it. But I'm just saying it's not, it's not. We're not stuck in that corner of like, oh, we can't do that. Oh, I guess we can't. I have to throw this out.
Yeah, I'm much more fond of we can't do that. Well, let's figure out how.
Yeah. Also, Alethian is going to be more, the planet Alethian is going to be more than, like a small city. It's just like there's going to be a lot of different cultures, and I'm sure there are, I've always thought that there would be ones that are more, tribal village stuff, town stuff, and then city, and then
More decadent type places. And stuff
countries
like
and stuff. But it's like I think there'll be people who will wear different kinds of armor. So there's a place to do kind of this kind of old, maybe more traditional stuff, and then maybe that do it more like where you go, oh, is this magical or just technical? Is this run on energy, or is this an Iron Man suit or something else? But so I think there's kind of room for both. I think there's room for.
That's true.
Alrighty, buddy.
And if we do want to move away from the more primitive looks, for lack of a better term,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this really is the start. But I mean, we've refined designs all the way along whenever we come up with a new piece of concept art. So,
Mm-hmm.
In other words, show us the magic.
Yeah.
well, yeah, you had a couple of weeks last time, and wow. Don't get me wrong. This is good work. It's a great start.
You had a couple of weeks last time, and
Well, we had a few weeks off, and then everybody came back with just a ton of stuff.
yeah, the 3 weeks thing. I thought you meant. I wasn't sure if you meant this time. This actually. The other thing. This thing took a lot longer than this. Yeah, I'm just getting started. I haven't had much time for it this week.
Well, for now, I would say let's just keep throwing around ideas without getting too much of anything nailed down. I know that sounds like kind of a cop-out, but it's worked so very well for us in the past.
Yeah,
So,
That's
well,
true
it's
too. Yeah.
it's nice to it's nice to bounce the ideas off and see what other people are thinking, but it's also it's just getting a little feedback to when I do the other ones to keep all this stuff in my mind, and then hopefully I'll have a lot more to show, and then you guys will be able to comment on that and keep working our way.
well, it's a very old principle called the mastermind theory. If you give a person a topic and stick them in a room for a day, they'll come up with so many ideas. If you give 5 people a topic and stick them in the same room for an hour, they'll come up with many more ideas because of the interaction in a much less chunk of time. So, yeah, I mean, just whatever comes to mind, throw it out there, bring it in, get some feedback. You ended up with some awesome designs that way, so I see no reason to change that schematic.
Yeah,
And
you're quieter for some reason. Hey, I could always just lose this midsection all together and just keep it like that.
Yeah, there we go. We'll just
Instead,
attack with it. They're
Yeah,
all
I
going to
think
be
the-
naked. Forget it. It's,
I think there's another reason to say maybe to want to cover up this area more, because it just, when you animate it, you're moving the vertices and stuff, and you're going to have to. I think you're going to probably have more vertices if you want it to look right. It's you're going to have more clipping issues, or like different, like weird bendings and stuff, and so you might have to have more detail if you do have that.
alrighty.
Well, that's
I will
all
say
I
that-
have to say about that.
When it comes to how things might work in the game, though, I would say don't get preoccupied with whether or not something can be done.
Right, I
because
agree. Yeah.
99.9% of everything everyone has ever done that we've done WoW has started off with, we can't do that.
Right,
And somebody else saying, well, let's figure out how.
right.
So, yeah, throw stuff on the table. And I'm never going to say that can't be done, because I've seen too many people prove that sort of sentiment wrong.
Indeed.
Good point.
Alrighty, guys.
Well, he could just have a like a bobblehead suit armor, where it's just his head, you know, gets in that and wobbles. It's pretty awesome.
I'm not gonna. Now I'm gonna do that just to spite.
And that
Come on.
and that marks the end of
It's
our
possible.
class. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we definitely have our bits to work on. I think I've got a pretty good idea what everybody's working on, and that sounds awesome. John, sketch away, and hopefully you'll have a mic when you come in next week, and we'll get you thrown into this messy fray we have. And other than that, go do good things, guys. We will see you all next week.
Sounds good.
Uh,
Take care.
Take care, guys.